Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lasting Impressions. My name's Nina. I'm the New York Textile Month Coordinator. And I just want to welcome you to this webinar. And I also just want to let you in, if you happen to be in New York on October 2nd, there's a Belgian exhibition going on. It's called The Gift to Be Simple, and there's more about it on our site. Without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to our lovely ladies over here, and they'll begin.
Hi, welcome everybody. I'm Catherine Biasino, and this is my colleague Lieve de Korte. We are both tutors at the Textile Department of Luca School of Arts in Ghent, Belgium. And today we want to present our department through the work of recent master graduates and alumni. The focus in this presentation will be primarily on the master program. This in response to the new English master program at our school. This course is now open to international students who are interested in exploring the artistic value and the versatility of the textile medium. But before going further into the work of our masters, we would like to briefly present the school and the curriculum of our department. We have prepared a PowerPoint presentation for you, so I will switch screens and open this presentation first.
While Catherine is putting the presentation, I can tell you if you have any question during the presentation, you can put them in the Q&A, and after the presentation we can answer them or discuss about it, and no problem.
Okay. I will try to, but this is not possible, maybe to close the, but I don't seem to succeed. No, okay. Luca School of Arts is a university college in Flanders and is exclusively dedicated to art and design. The art school combines the strengths and the expertise of 5 renowned Flemish higher education institutes and of arts for arts and design. And these institutions are spread across Brussels, Henk, Ghent and Leuven. Most of the programs are taught in Dutch, but Luca offers also a few full English master programs. And textile design is, as I mentioned before, the newest master program organized on Campus Ghent. Campus Ghent is located in the historical center of Ghent, which is the capital and largest city of the province of East Flanders. Ghent has a very rich and vibrant cultural life, and besides renowned museums such as SMAC, with a contemporary museum Museum for Contemporary Art, and the MSK is a museum for fine arts. There are numerous smaller contemporary arts and culture houses, and we have a problem with our screen, but I think we have to leave it that way. Campus St. Lucas is the home to several master programs, such as visual arts and also master graphic design. Within visual arts, there are different studios, including painting, mixed media, sculpture and ceramics, illustration, drawing, photography, and we house also a professional bachelor program, visual design.
Okay, we will first, there's a message on the, no, okay. So we will first introduce our textile team. The Textile Master Program is run by a diverse team of tutors, and each tutor has his own practice and expertise within the field of art and design, which always provide a contemporary perspective within a broad field of textiles. The team consists of Carina Dippens, who is a visual artist and a curator. Carina is also part of the research unit Image. Katrin Biazina, my colleague here, is designer and has her own studio, the Alfred Collection, where she produced and designs of contemporary interior textiles. Myself, Liv de Kort, I'm also a designer with a specialization in weaving. And also, in addition to her, I have an own studio. I also, next to it, I also work as a designer in the textile industry. Hanna Militic is also a visual artist and a researcher within our unit of Intermedia. We also have Bram van Breda, who is our guest lecturer in our team. Bram practice focused on fine arts, but equally has encounters with design. And then we also have Anna-Lotte Lammertse, who is a researcher in our department. She graduated from our department 2 years ago, and now these days she continued her master research and a PhD. Our professors Lut Pil and Anja Wehrmann are the textile theory professors, and both lead research groups in our school. Anja Wehrmann belongs to the research unit, Image and Intermedia, and Lut Pil to Image. Students in our campus have their own space where they can work on a daily basis, developing their research. The studios are located close to the workshops. Each discipline at St. Lucas is supported by workshops. The textile workshop is coordinated within the department's curriculum and support various techniques specific to textile making. The textile workshop is led by Helga Dankers, who is our textile engineer with a broad knowledge of techniques and materials. Our workshop is equipped with a W loom, a TC2 jacquard loom, carding mills, spinning mills, hand looms, hand knitting machines, an embroidery machine, quilting machine, tuft pistols, and a felting table. The printmaking workshop is also used in the textile screen printing. Furthermore, students can also use other workshops such as casting, wood, audio, and studio photography.
Textile design offers a very broad spectrum of possibilities within the world of design and visual arts. Our master program, therefore, emphasizes very much on the artistic process and in which research, experiment, and innovative thinking and critical reflection play an important role. So in this master program, students become autonomous designers or artists. The international master program that we organize now is a one-year program in which students develop a research in what we call a master project. And this master project is an autonomous research that is supported by two supervisors. These two supervisors are chosen by the students, and one of the supervisor has a background in has an artistic background, and the other one has a theoretical background. To support the students' research, staff and fellow students give feedback during what we call master sessions. And the students have also the possibility to choose out of a wide range of theoretical seminars. And this, of course, to broaden their knowledge. Furthermore, we have also the course Critical Practice Textile Design. And in this course, we offer an insight in the current developments in the production of contemporary textile art and design, and also in the theoretical, critical, intellectual discourse that goes along with it. And finally, each student has or writes a master thesis. And here, this thesis offers students the opportunity to focus more reflectively and on aspects they find important as an artist or as a designer. To give you an idea of what is happening in our department, we present some master projects. You will see that these projects are all characterized by a research attitude, and they are situated in a multidisciplinary visual art context. In this projects, you will see also in innovative design and art practice, and they often arise precisely in the crossover between art and design. Furthermore, personality, authenticity, experiment, and a focus on innovation and a critical awareness are the driving forces of all these artistic processes. Our students explore matter as a carrier of meanings, and our textile department relates to an ever-changing society, which means that the discipline and the mentality of approach are constantly evolving. Materials and techniques are a very important aspect of the identity of textiles, but in our course, we do not handle them as an object on itself. Rather, artistic research, concept developing, creation, and reflective engaged attitude remains central.
So we start with Helena Knokkaert. Keer moet ik weer. It's a dialect sentence to come back. So it's her research is about the language that we use that structure our word and reflects how we see and experience the world around us. Language allowed us to give a meaning to our reality. The flip side is that these limits sometimes fall short and can result in misunderstandings. In the specific context of the art festival in Watu, where the highbrow visual language of an international art scene can clash with the dialect of a local community. Helena's work is a translation of several conversations she had with the residents of Watu over the past months. Because art in his setting turns out to be too abstract topic for conversation, the artist asked the residents to describe from bare memory an object that touches or has touches them. The conversation from object to language give the object a poetic charge. Based purely on description in the conversation, Helena translated this to objects in textiles. She then returned to the residence, where a new conversation unfolded, a process of translation and reinterpretation. The work on display hopes to reduce the friction between local residents and the international art context of the Watu Art Festival and to build a bridge. Helena's project attempts to play a mediating role in a motley mismatch of languages. The works are existing by collaborations between the school and the Textile Lab in Tilburg, who is part of the Textile Museum in the Netherlands, and MIAT, the Industry Museum in Ghent, and create opportunities for students to produce their work. The Jacquard loom in the Textile Lab and the TC2 hand loom at MIAT.
Second project that we like to introduce to you is the project of Celine Lambrecht, From Farm to Fabric. With this project, Celine aims to create a unity and a connection between the environment, people, and animals. Celine graduated as an interior designer also, and she attaches a great value or a great importance to the space in which we behave and engage. and the materials we surrounded ourselves with. Her artistic practice focuses on designing and creating textile objects for interior. For her, textiles are not an autonomous object, but will always interact with the environment and the user. In a very conscious way, she chooses natural raw materials from her own environment, and From Farm to Fabric is a hands-on research project in which local wool from native sheep breeds, a humble material considered a residual product, is revalued. Using creative making processes and collaboration, it explores ways to reintegrate this undervalued material back into our current textile world. Celine is currently continuing her research during an internship at KAL, a community of local textile craftsmen in Ladakh, India.
Michaela Armani. She does research on how you translate the tactility and flexibility of textiles into a virtual image. Michaela experiments with light, monochrome, and color images, digital and analog, and everything in between. She investigates the human-computer coding relationship. This research creates a language that connects the digital with the haptic in a game of change and control. Through this, Michaela challenged our sense of reality, whereby the virtual increasingly intervenes in our everyday lives. New perspectives on our relationships with the environment in which we more arise from the immaterial. Additional, this research also questioned our need for a physical relationship with matter. The virtual image reflects the real image, as if it cannot be filtered out.
Next project is the one of Camille Parwasin. Camille spent 6 months in Norway in the autumn of 2020 and was immediately captivated by the natural beauty of the Norwegian fjords and mountains. It was not only the purely aesthetic beauty that touched her, but also the emotions of the experience there. These emotions and experiences of the sublime led to a repeated return to the Norwegian nature. The work is not an exact reproduction of the nature scenes, but primarily aims to evoke the feeling of dismay and at the same time admiration of human smallness and a mystical natural grandeur. In her fabrics, she translates the experience of nature into an abstraction of shapes and colors, with a great attention to both the harsh and cold climate and the warm mystical play of colors that varies several times in a single day. Her textile works are wearable on the body as a blanket, a coat, or a scarf. They are her worn landscapes.
The last master that we want to present is Sam Drouin. Sam investigates the influence of biblical stories, myths, and fairy tales on our contemporary society. Sam plays with the idea of a rewritten history and reality by changing the dominant narrative. She combines her background in illustration with various textile techniques, such as tufting, weaving, knitting, and embroidery. In a figurative way of working, she's using a contrasted text, image, and material to evoke an ambivalent feeling on the part of the viewer. But by updating the stories embedded in the Western culture in such way, Sam playfully and ironically provides a feminine critique on the sexism that women are still confronted with on a daily basis. With her work, she wants to open up a conversation about how women are perceived, the male gaze, binary, hierarchical oppositions. In her work, she questions the origin of the negative connotation towards women. Within these themes, the textile medium certainly plays an important role because of the historical grown link between working with textiles, soft materials, and the feminine, the craft, amateurism, and the domestic.
Because of the focus on the autonomy of the maker during the program, many of our alumni have their own practice. Again, the multidimensional nature of the medium characterizes the careers of our alumni. And with a brief overview of some of our graduates, we portray how they continue to develop their profile within the world of art and design. Bram van Breda, who is also the guest lecturer in our team, is a visual artist and a crossover designer. In Bram's work, Bram entails a study of the spatial narratives within the process of image making. Like an ethnographer, he questions the environment with a concern for the social and political conditions of the places.
Next we have Julie Masseli. Julie Masseli is a Belgian made-to-tailor fashion designer who lives in the States now, and she creates a limited edition handcrafted apparel, using a mix of old and new traditional techniques with a contemporary attitude featuring recycled materials and surplus textiles.
Juliana Schreiber is a visual artist and is based at the Baltic Sea in Germany. She mainly works with the media of textile and photography.
Manon Clément is also a visual artist whose work will always start from the word and will further develop in the space of textiles. Poetic words are always in search of a tangibility for a place where she creates meaning. By adding words to a material, she involves her viewers in the conceptual meaning of her work and creates a dialogue.
Wille Teetgat is a designer and researcher. She searches for a common ground between fascinating and often endangered techniques, contemporary styles, and pure or recycled materials.
Valerie Chanteli, she creates hand-woven textiles. She carefully selects and combines material to create a one-of-a-kind textiles that can be used in fashion and in interior design.
Marianne Winton is a knitwear designer who focuses on clothing that is made to last. By making each piece solely made to order and working with the best Italian wool blends, she tries to fight the overproduction of the fashion industry and keeps the brand European made.
We have Lisa Yoma, who is a visual artist who explores her intersectional identity in a contemporary context and challenges the historical stereotyping, objectification, and exploitation of the colored body in the 21st century. By using the slow process of hand-sew patchwork, heavier topics like racism, sexuality, trauma, the female experience, fear, and abuse can find more space for their unfolding.
Selina Vleugels is a visual artist also who is looking for a place where she can show her most fragile self without feeling judged. She translates these images, who often starts from drawings, into tactile textiles. And as a last part of this presentation, we want to show you a short movie with an interview with two of our alumni who are Thomas Renoir, who is a visual artist, and Nathalie van der Massen, who is a designer. Enjoy.
My name is Thomas Renoir, and I graduated in a master's in textiles design in 2019 when I was 24. I started my own practice as an artist, especially in the field of weaving, jacquard weaving, and embroidery, which I also extensively learned at school.
I'm Nathalie van der Massen. I graduated from Luca School of Arts in 2013. Today I run a small independent studio located in Antwerp, and I'm specialized in design, art, and interior architecture.
In the beginning, we learned to see different views. A designer, artists, also the teachers are a beautiful, diverse group of artists, designers, also people who work in the field of industry. Engineers as well, textiles engineers. So we get to taste everything. And then we get the space, actually 4 years time, to develop the position you want to take. And for me, it was quite clear that I wanted to use the medium of the art or artist.
I see textiles as an autonomous spatial element that can be used in an architectural context. And I like to explore the field of industrial production and the artistry of craftsmanship. The kind of freedom that I got when I was in school to explore different facilities and different kind of techniques is something I do today as well.
And there is still a very big link between what I learned at Luca and what I do now, and that's mainly the alter ego of the gardener, actually. The more time there is between your graduating and becoming a more adult person, there's also a sort of experience of life, and the daffodil is in America, for example, in the 60s was a cussing word for the LGBTQ plus community. The juxtaposition between hope and the Renaissance, let's say, of spring, and being a word to describe people in an active way, something that I like a lot. And today, yeah, the gardening is really an active part of my practice, and that's something I was able to develop through the medium of textiles and the mentality. So a lot of little seeds were sown, and today they start flowering bit by bit, I think.
Who really helped me out and inspired me was my mentor in my master's degree, and she kind of got me into contact with textiles and architecture. She introduced me to the Flemish Architecture Institute, where I did the research on the archive of Bataille Ibens, and I did an exhibition there. So it was like the first steps into the scene, which was very valuable and got me into what I do today. I try to balance the more technical assignment with also a lot of material and artistic research. So it's something that is very important to keep both going, and it feeds each other's.
Textiles is taking patience, time to look, to try, to feel, smell, to also put things in contrast with each other, like paper yarn and then shiny lurex yarn. The technique is also very important, and I think that's the beautiful thing about textiles, is that such a big spectrum of trying, materializing, making sure the concept is clearer at the end.
We have a really strong heritage in Belgium and in the region of textile production and knowledge about how to produce natural materials, which is very challenging. So that is also something that I really like to learn from and see and take as an inspiration to create new materials and new pieces.
We were encouraged to look at what our mentality is through textiles, and it's not only cloth. It can be a picture, it can be something you see in the open air. I think that part of the education influenced my vision the most.
What I really appreciated is that we got full access to all the facilities at the school and all the different workshops. So as a student, you get a lot of possibility to develop new ideas and to explore different techniques.
You have ceramics, painters, graphic designers, illustrators, textiles. Everyone meets each other in the masters, and that way you actually can help each other or talk with each other, and it's also a big starting point for after your masters.
Even after you finish the degree, you feel still a connectivity between like the alumni and the mentors. You kind of become a part of a community of textile designers?
So that's, I think, unique to the course, that there's a lot of meeting with things you may not have met yet.
So if you want to know more information about our alumni, you can find it on their website or the Instagram, so what you see here. Of course, if you are if there are more people who would be interested in our international master program, we would like to invite you to our next offline presentation this time, who is during the exhibition of The Gift to be Simple, curated by Lee Edelkoort and Philip Fumamo. And it will take place on the 3rd of October at 6 p.m. at 138 Worcester Street in Soho. So maybe we see you over there. So if you have any question now, we were happy to answer them.
Questions?
No questions for the moment. So nobody has any questions or remarks on the presentation?
You're always welcome to visit our website, of course, also, which is Luca School of Arts. And maybe it's scholarships for international students. I don't think there are no, we do not provide scholarships for international students. But maybe it's also good to know that the tuition fee in Belgium is not that high. For European students, it's the same as the Belgian students, which is about €1,000. For students out of the European community, they have to pay an additional fee, but I don't know, that changes every year. So I don't know exactly how much, but if you're interested in that kind of information, you always can contact us
through mail at our school.
Through mail, yeah. Or to our school.
Maybe we can put the mail in our
yeah.
in our thing. We do not offer at the moment. We do not offer an online master program. That's because
it's a practical program. So the focus is mainly on the artistic process, on the artistic practice. So also you miss a lot of opportunities to work in workshops and so on. So I think that's exactly the advantage of this international or of our program. So I think
certainly the practical part is in person, and it's important that it's in person. Like my colleague said, because of the workshops nearby, working with the material. Of course, theoretical things can always be online, but not the practical ones. Is that an answer to your question?
The scholarship and no, okay.
Okay.
Just in the chat. No.
Okay, if there are not any more questions.
Thank you. Always welcome to Belgium.
If you pass by, yeah. If there are not many more questions, we thank you very much to watch our presentation, and we hope to see you maybe in New York or maybe in Belgium. That would be nice. Thank you very much.